Not in there.
Could the crit that Terrorist got be that he finds like a heavy boulder that we can just leave on the switch?
Sure, I
assuming
will allow
the
that.
door.
So then we can come back.
Because
Yeah.
otherwise one of you
So we
kind of
can
have
leave
to
the
stay
door open.
outside to...
I'm not leaving Scruffy out here. I would stay outside and Scruffy
yeah,
go.
use the
Yeah.
crit and you can find a small rock to put on it or something like that.
Small rock.
Small enough to have enough weight to hold it down, but not so large as that you
There's
can't
obviously a
lift it.
bat.
Gosh.
Right there.
Yeah. So I got really scared for a second. Loki, your avatar is a PNG, so it has no background. So for a second, I thought that your creepy like avatar
Zig's on the
creature
field.
was like a giant boss that was inside that chamber that we just found.
Okay.
But no, it's the avatar. Cool.
We also need everyone to roll for destiny, though, so if you want to do that...
Oh, yikes. Sorry. Ignore that.
No, it's okay. It shouldn't... Because you didn't click the roll for destiny, it shouldn't have
hey.
counted. So that's fine.
You'll roll the same
You've
thing.
done, like, the absolute best you could. Oh, you rolled dice pool rather than destiny, but that's fine. I'll just increase it by 2. There you go. So you're on... That's the absolute most you could have, really, with the 3 of you. If everyone's applied their experience, or... Let me know when you
Are
have.
you only playing the experience in the front section of skills?
You can do skills, or you can do your specializations, for which there's the section there under specializations for each of the characters. So you being Cheyenne expert.
Oh yeah. So if I got one rank in ranged light already, I put another one in. Is that 15?
It
XP
depends if it's a career or not.
It's not a career.
Yeah, then it would be to go from 1 to 2.
So I'm putting in reflect, but I don't know what page it is in Force and Destiny.
That's fine, just leave it blank for now. Just write down the description as it says it.
Yeah, I did.
And make sure you tick the active side of the character sheet for it. And once everyone's chosen what they want to do with their experience, I guess we can continue. So, let's bring you over to this so you can fight the bats, just so that there's not so much lag, because I know there's a little bit on this map. Those lines basically indicate the cave walls. Roll for initiative. You're entering into the cave, so you saw the bats ahead of time, so you're going to be rolling cool.
Damn it.
Someone want to roll for both the wolf and for Dow?
I'll still control the wolf.
I'll roll for Dow. Dow's not even here, and he does so well.
What are you rolling there? Hang on.
I rolled cool, but
1
I
and
accidentally
4. No, I just have to remove that from the list. There we go.
Is that the bat?
Yep. And then
So did Scruffy roll a 3?
he had too many cool dice, though. He doesn't have that much in cool, I don't think.
He's got 3 cool die.
Yeah, you rolled 5.
I don't know how I did that.
If you go to the combat tab, you can just roll.
Oh, you've
straight
got 3
initiative.
enabled at the top for some reason. There we go. Try again. Just roll cool. Oh, he did well for you. That should be the right order of combat. Okay, so I guess you've got first, second, and third turns, so pick who you want to go and have a turn.
So we're currently in long.
You are currently in long range, yes. So it's 2 maneuvers to get to medium.
We're already considered to have our weapons ready for this, right?
Yes.
We had them ready last time.
Yeah, that's why you're rolling cool, because you had a moment to get them all out. You saw
Since he's
them.
not here, why don't we have Dow go first?
Go
Are
for it.
we so let's say if anyone's shooting, then they should probably be amongst the people who go first.
Good point,
yes,
yeah.
but the person who has the gun is in long range and it's a pistol. So what you could do is
strain.
use your 2 strain to get into medium, and then you won't be able to aim, but you can shoot. Because
Yeah, okay.
you can get
I'll do
halfway to medium off of 1 maneuver. A second maneuver would get you into medium, but you'd have to take 2 strain to do so.
They're going to fire at the group of bats.
Yep.
Ugh.
You didn't hit them at all. You managed to get off a shot, but it's so dark inside the cave you couldn't exactly see where they were, and you hit Well, you're not really sure where you hit because you couldn't see that either.
I closed my eyes and fired.
Okay.
Ow! Hey, watch it.
Use the force.
Who's taking next turn?
I think the rest of us have melee weapons, correct? Surrender?
Yes.
Yeah. I guess we could just arbitrarily pick 2 of us to advance up alongside terrorist.
Engaged is the same as short, so one move to medium, so it could actually get in and attack terrorist in one go, basically.
What if we had Dow
Well,
take a little bit of strain to use 2 maneuvers and go into short range?
2 maneuvers would get you to medium from long.
well, if they're medium range from where terrorist is, that's 2 maneuvers for them to close from medium to short and then short to engage.
Yes, you're right.
Oh, that's right.
So they wouldn't be able to attack.
No,
this
they wouldn't
round
be able
unless
to
they're,
attack. They'd just get in close to him.
So we have a round to
Yeah, you've got a round
Close.
to fluff around and do whatever.
I reckon we should just move as many people in who are melee into medium range using 2 maneuvers, but don't do anything else, so then you don't waste strain.
Yeah, I mean, it does take strain as well, and you could technically get halfway to medium and then use your 2 to close in on the gap next time if you wanted to
we
do
could
it
just
that way.
downgrade our action for the second maneuver. That way we don't have to take strain on
That's
the way
true.
in.
You could do that too.
You could what?
You can downgrade your actions.
So you
to
can
a
change
maneuver.
an action to a maneuver.
Yeah.
That way you're not taking strain for the second maneuver, but then you don't have an action.
Yeah,
But in this case, we really wouldn't have an action to do anyway.
because
Most
you
likely.
can't really get in close enough.
All right, I guess Sorrento will take up a defensive position near her comrade, who just fired into darkness.
Yep.
Close the eyes. Do you want to
Down?
go in, Pon?
I could go in 2, yeah.
Go for it. She go
Taking
up
2
above
strain,
me.
right?
No, you can just change your action to a maneuver and do it that way. 3 of you have gone, so it's an NPC turn now. So they're going to take 2 maneuvers to move into, given that something shot at them, that means they're going to go after that. So that would be terrorist. So they're engaged with terrorist, but they can't do anything. So that'll be someone else's turn.
Scruffy.
So
Yeah,
you're
I got
all
my-
in short range of it at the moment.
So I can move in. and
Well,
then attack.
yeah. Well, no.
Wouldn't it be relatively medium?
Yeah, that'd be medium. So you'd still have to get to engaged. So you're still 1 maneuver short of.
Okay, well, I'll use
attacking.
this. Wait, does Scruffy have strain?
No.
Oh.
He cannot voluntarily take.
So
So Dow.
Dow should go then.
Dow takes 2 strain.
Yes.
Then
And
get
that'll
in and
put
then,
him into engaged.
and then into engage. Can he attack still?
Yes. He should have his action still.
What do you guys want to do with him? Normal attack with his stupid stick.
Yep. Just give him a whack.
I'll just wildly swing around at the bats with the stick of destiny.
Is it the stick of destiny or the stick of truth?
Maybe it's a double-sided stick.
Each end does one.
So, is there any difficulty?
Yes, 2. Well, it's complete wash. He takes a swing, but the bats move too fast and duck out of the way.
I
This
did
is some
say
heroic
swing
bats.
wildly.
You jinxed yourself before it even began.
It is a stick.
It is a stick.
So
It's like
next
trying to
PC
chase
turn.
bats with a broom, right?
Next PC.
Yep.
It's at least scruffy.
I guess Scruffy can just jump in.
To engaged and can't do much. So
Yep.
let's. There we go.
The bats are far away. They're extreme.
They were in long, but to where you are, I guess it would be extreme.
Okay, what do you guys want to do?
I think Pawn might actually run for the longer ones so that we could take them all out more quickly.
Okay, so I guess from where it is to you, you'd be moving into. So you'd move there basically, going down the cave entrance.
Okay.
And that'd put you into. That'd be 1 maneuver because that'd be going from short to medium.
Could I maybe make a could I use my action to do a force jump? Force jump forward?
Yes, you could actually. I believe that is very much a thing that is capable of doing. So roll your enhance.
Will do. Difficulty? It's basically an athletics check, but with a force.
Yeah, I know.
stat.
I mean, you're just jumping directly into the cave. You can't see what's there, so a setback die and a difficulty die, because it's dark.
Great.
Tarist, I believe, doesn't have any disadvantage to the dark because he's Keldor.
What?
Well,
Good goddamn.
okay. Well, with the triumph, if you want, I will allow you to use that to say, I'll allow you to say that you jumped all the way to engaged if you want,
Yeah,
with
like
the
that.
triumph. All the way to engaged with the bat here, so that'd be that one, because that's the one you could see.
Oh, I see. Okay, great.
So you're engaged with it already because you're very successful.
Grasshopper move.
Take, for rolling light side, take a point of harmony
And you said that we're keeping track of that.
under
You're
the
using the
contribution
duty?
tab, basically. Yeah,
Great, great.
yep.
And you said 2 harmony?
one harmony because you had an extra light side point after using the first. Oh, wait, no. 2 harmony, sorry.
Okay, well, Surrender, do you want to go?
All right, let's go back up terrace because he's not.
I'm currently now afraid.
Well, you got you and a bunch of others to help.
Oh,
So
they
you-
might rush forward to help deeper into the cave, right?
Well, you're all still just on the outside of the cave. Pon is the only one who's legitimately entered the cave at the moment.
Well, Surrender is a Ceresu defender, so she'll defend her teammate that's nearby. Lightsabers away. Is it a difficulty set for?
It's just set it to 2.
Do I need to set it, or do you have it?
It's easier for players to set it because everyone's taking place in different types of conflict. It's much easier to.
All right.
Well, you
Success with a threat.
so just take a strain for that. You deal 7 damage to them, which just applies straight up because of the breach. So that should take them down to. So there was 8 in the group. 8 of the bats there. You've done 6 damage. 7 damage? 7 damage.
7.
So there are 6 of them left at the moment.
So 2 went down.
Yes.
That's a lot of bats.
Plus the other group there. Well, I guess Pon can see that there's another 2 groups. Okay. So that would be...
Guys, hurry up with those
Mhm.
ones. There's more in here.
We need super scruffy.
Okay. Well, let's get super scruffy happening. And let's get teeth and claws out.
So that's 5, 7 damage.
Pierce?
Pierce is automatic, which I
Yep.
mistook last time. So you reduce their soak by 1, so you get 4 damage through on that. So Scruffy has taken out another one of them, so you're down to 5.
Could the advantage be that Scruffy takes a bite out of one of the bats and does that thing that wolves do where it shakes its head while a wing is in its mouth, and it kind of throws the dead bat to the last remaining one, and that one's a little dazed, so it gets a setback?
You can throw it into one of the other bats. There's still, 5 there, but yeah, one of the bats
Oh, there's
is
5. I thought there were 3.
in
It
that
started
group.
out as 8. It's an extremely large flock of.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, you've basically he's thrown one of the bats into the other ones, and they've all sort of dodged out of the way, and they're a little bit feeling like that Scruffy's a bit of a predator, so they're a little bit more hesitant to attack, which is why they're taking a setback.
Scruffy.
Scruffy. Cool.
That should make it their turn. So this group of bats over here with Scruffy, being that he's the one who's just terrified them a bit, they're going to want to take out their natural predators as fast as possible. So they're going to attack Scruffy.
Not Scruffy! Oh, crap.
Okay.
That's extreme. Wait, there's only 5 of them left, right?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Let's reduce that number. I forgot to do that part. Reroll that. Couldn't have been that high. There you go. So they miss.
Hey, thank you.
They miss Scruffy. They're going to pass on a setback die to Scruffy, though, because they're just flocking around him in such great numbers that even though they can't do any damage, he gets a bit disoriented. The other one, they're also going to give a setback to surrender because they're also flying around your head.
All right.
I mean, I do have a lightsaber on Tarist.
Yes. You would have to spend a maneuver to pull your lightsaber out, though, because you automatically went for your blaster at the distance you were at before. So to withdraw a different weapon, you'll have to pull that as a maneuver.
Well, I'm already in engage.
Yes.
Yeah, I might do that. So I use my maneuver to pull out my lightsaber and put my pistol back in my holster. Then I will attack the Zibats in a flurry of attacks and attack. Oh wow!
Oh wow.
Okay, so you've
Took a
done
strain.
10 damage.
Nice.
Did have breach as well.
3 left at the moment. Hang on. Is that right? Yeah, 3 left at the moment.
I have breach as well.
Yeah, well, I've counted that.
Wait, wasn't it disorientated? Or
Oh yeah,
setback?
shouldn't there have been a black die?
They attacked
No,
Surrender and
those-
Scruffy with that. Tarist
Oh,
hadn't
okay,
actually
okay,
hit
yeah,
them
I
yet,
gotcha.
so they were paying more attention to the 2 that had.
No, I thought Scruffy, for instance, he was the one who threw another bat into another bat and made it.
Oh,
yeah, but they
Well, that's-
already had
their
one.
attack had a setback.
Oh, okay.
That's why they failed, basically. Otherwise, they would have hit Scruffy.
Yeah. I remember now.
So the group that's engaged with Pon are going to attack him.
It looks like they can do a crap ton of damage.
Luckily, there's not as many in that group as there was in the one that you were attacking initially. So there's 6 of them attacking Pon at the moment, rather than the full 8 that was in the first group there. They are in a cave, but this is their natural environment, so they won't take a setback for that. Okay. So
Damn. They crit.
yeah, so take 5 damage minus your soak, but you also got a
My
crit.
soak is 5.
Wait, they have 1 pierce, don't they?
They do, yes.
Oh, it-
So 1,
Oh,
so
crap,
minus.
so I did
So
take
one
one.
does
So you
get
did,
through.
yes. So
So
1
you are
damage
critted.
plus a crit.
So I roll a D100, right?
You can just go to the critical injuries tab and roll critical.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go.
Increased
GM should,
difficulty
Okay, that's
of
not
next.
so bad.
And
GM should thank Tarist because I corrected a mistake and it looked fondly on Tarist.
okay, so that's
Giving
their
blood
turn.
to the dice gods.
So I guess that means
Bond's not happy though.
it's Dow's turn.
Increased difficulty of next check by 1 die. That's not bad at all.
I mean,
Yeah, no, it's a lower number.
Okay, well, it's Dow's turn, so someone else can do it. I did it last time.
We
yeah,
have
so the
shield.
advantage of the critical injuries tab there is basically it counts all of them. So how the normal critical injuries work is each extra one you take, you add 10 to the number. It calculates that out automatically.
All right, so Dow is going to hit him with the stick. St. Patrick chasing the snakes out of Ireland. He does not have a setback, so he's good to go with.
Oh, the stick hits.
Yes, it does. So he does 6 damage minus their soak.
What does Disorient 2 do?
It's an active ability, so it would require 2 advantage to use. But it basically, as far as I know, it gives them one
It gives him a
setback
setback for 2
per
turns. Yeah.
disorient. So disorient 2,
It's
they'd
a-
get 2 setback for it.
It's just 1 setback, but the number is how long it lasts.
Oh, okay, sure.
Well, what do you
Okay.
guys want to do with the advantage? You want to buff the next person's turn?
Yeah,
That sounds
yeah, I
good.
think
So
Dow distracts the
he
bats from
did
their target
60.
acquisition. And next person gets an opening.
So there's still 3 of them left, but one of them looks to have a few rips in its wings, and it doesn't look like it's got much left in it.
Oh my god, I just read the description on this walking stick. It's hilarious. He adds 2 boost dice when attempting to convince others to allow him to keep the
Yeah.
stick.
yeah.
What the heck?
It's based on an illegitimate
It's like
item in the extended stuff as well. It's
It's like Gandalf in the Two Towers.
You wouldn't part a man with these walking.
Oh, is that like if somebody tries to say,
Exactly.
hey, you need to leave that behind?
yeah, so
That's a weapon.
basically
Yeah.
so it's based on the magistrate staff or something like that from Desperate Allies.
I thought you were going to say Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, so basically
That too.
it made sense for that to be the thing that equaled the walking stick because I went through the character sheets and found out all of its stats and everything, and the closest thing I could find to it was that particular staff. So
That's awesome. Deprive an old man of his walking stick, would you?
okay, so these ones are going to move into short, and then they've seen that most of their friends over there are not in great condition. So, I mean, they're in medium range from you because they were in long, so they've moved into basically medium range from you at the moment.
Oh, that means I can take a pot shot.
Because, yeah, even though there's one by itself, the likelihood is that they're going to try and attack the larger group of people. And that makes the beginning of the new round, so anyone can go.
Do you want me to
Since
take
I
a
am
pot shot?
Do you want to switch up weapons again?
Yeah, I was going to do that and then use a strain to aim.
Okay. How many are in that new group that's oncoming?
6.
You can see 6 there.
Oh no, a new swarm.
You guys keen for that?
Maybe in hero mode this.
So, Taurus quickly sees the bats that are coming from afar, past pond. He then disables his lightsaber. Disables, that sounds really... He then sheaths his lightsaber. He then quickly grabs his, or unholsters his pistol and then aims down the sights to then take an advantage shot. Aim gives me 1 extra blue die, yeah?
Yes, but
Yep. And then I get
have
it-
you
and then
taken the
'cause I'm going
strain
next,
for it?
I get- What?
Did you take the strain for it?
Yeah, I already added that, yeah.
Okay.
And then because I'm going next, I get the blue die from the previous advantage that
Correct.
he then takes
the
a shot
difficulty?
wanting to hit multiple bats with 1 hit. He's aiming for 5.
Should be 2 difficulty. They're inside the dark caves. No, you've got... Never mind, because you're Taurus, you don't have to. Because I believe naturally Keldors have dark vision.
I got dark vision, yeah. When making skill checks, Keldors remove up to 2 setback die imposed darkness.
Yep.
Oh,
Two
nice. That's
opposed
great.
die.
Yeah, so you're
Um,
fine. You can see everything inside the cave pretty much.
I then take a shot and wait for them to line up and then fire.
Nice. So 8 damage, minus their soak.
If you had triumphed, I was going to ask if he could pull a Indiana Jones from that one movie.
So I believe you just killed
No,
one of
obviously
them.
not.
So you got a direct shot in one of their heads and they're down. There's still 5 left, but you've taken one out straight away.
Can I use the advantage to then, because I got a headshot, it went through the other bat and hit another bat, so then they're dazed and have a disadvantage?
Clipped a wing or something? Yeah, let's say you did that. You clipped the wing of the first, but it didn't do much. It just slightly disoriented it before going straight through into the head of the one that you took down. Okay, so next turn.
Is that better, guys? I tried to make it more exciting.
Yeah. Nice job. And Surrender can go, I guess.
Cool.
Have our active PCs go before some of the extras. All right. So the bats are flurrying around Surrenda's head and Scruffy's head, so she's a little disoriented from it, but she's still trying to finish this quickly. Here, having heard the shriek of the oncoming group as Terrace starts taking shots at it, she realizes she needs to put down these poor beasts quickly.
No, I believe you have a setback die from those
Yep.
bats last time.
Yep. Oh, but I do have my maneuver now, so she's gonna focus a little harder.
Yep.
She is aiming. She's just looking for the right placement of the bats to strike in a nice geometric pattern.
Nice.
And
7 damage to this group.
And you crit.
If that
And-
doesn't finish them, I'll trigger crit to finish.
I mean, you have to choose to crit or not beforehand, but
I will just crit then.
you wipe all 3 out.
Oh, so you can use 2 advantage to crit.
Because
well,
see
depends
how
on
the
the
weapon
weapon.
has critical. Depending on the weapon, depends on how much advantage the critical takes.
I don't see it has critical. It just says breach 1 and so on.
No, up higher. You got damage, critical,
Underneath
range.
damage.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So,
So you can use 2 advantage because and then you can get a critical.
Because it's
so
a
I could have done the
lightsaber.
same thing on my... If I get 3.
If you get 3 advantage, you can crit with a blaster, yes.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, you've killed all of them there.
Nice.
Because you did 7 damage, which would have left just 1 left, and then you took the last one out. So give us a blow-by-blow description of how you did it.
All right. With everything going on and the confusion, Surrenda closed her eyes briefly and trusted in the Force to guide her. Her swings. And with a deft series of lightsaber swings and buzzing of the blade and the shrieks of bats, suddenly it's over before it even began.
Okay.
Except for the other group coming straight down towards them.
In other words, she blacked out.
Okay, so
She
there
had
we go.
selective perception, right?
I'll take the next turn if nobody minds.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to suggest that.
I'd like to. I mean, I just like to attack with my lightsaber.
Yep.
But on the off chance that it gets me a boost die, I'll describe how I want to try and attack, and how I want to try and attack is doing like a 360 spin with my lightsaber, like straight out.
I mean, you're already having to take a setback for the darkness, so you're not going to be able to see much if you're spinning around like that.
Okay.
Even though your lightsaber's lighting up a little bit, the illumination of a lightsaber isn't enough to be able to pick the precise movements of the bat.
Okay.
Use the Force.
If
Can
you
I do
want
that?
to
Can I
use
use the Force
enhance,
for a normal attack?
if you want to use enhance, I will let you do that, and we can count that as an athletics lightsaber check instead. If you would prefer.
So I'll be
to do it
rolling
that way.
athletics.
Well, you'd roll
But it's
the
technically
force
an attack.
power enhance, which would roll athletics, and then we'll just take the stats from the lightsaber on that. But you still
Okay,
need
let
to
me-
add
let me
your
give it a shot.
setback and difficulty die.
Nice.
Okay, so with the light side point, take another harmony.
But you guys.
Sorry, that should have actually added in a purple die. I thought it was going to do it automatically because
Oh.
of my crit.
Just roll it separately. Okay,
damn.
so you take one
I
strain,
still succeed.
you still succeeded. So you hit
And
them.
one harmony?
And 1 harmony, yes. So you hit them after your flourish with the spinning around as fast as possible. You managed to hit them for 7 damage. Definitely killed one of them. And possibly another. I'm just going to calculate it out. So you only managed to kill one of them, I believe. However, you took out one of the other one's wings, so it's sort of spinning around the way flies do when they've only got one wing, sort of on the spot, falling, flapping to the ground in weird ways, but kind of getting up off the ground. It's going to be attacking your legs from here on out, that particular one.
Yikes.
Just stomp on it.
So then they will attack Pon back for what's happened to him. So 1 pierce, so he takes
He's got
6 damage minus his soak, so he takes 1 damage again.
No, 6 damage minus. No, he's got 1 pierce on that though. So.
Yeah.
So
Because he's
wouldn't
got
it
a
take 2
soak
damage?
of... Oh, right, so 2 damage, yeah. Next player in turn order. So far, Taris,
Dow was
Surrender, and Pon have gone, so it's just Dow and Scruffy left.
So are we at long range? No,
You're
we're
at medium.
Medium.
Send Darwin. We could get him to use a strain to get into a gauge.
Oh yeah, then he could actually do something. Yeah. The stick. Show them the power. All right, here comes the stick. The stick of justice.
The name constantly changes.
Yeah.
Stick of destiny. The stick of justice.
The stick of
Depends on the
truth.
circumstance.
That's how powerful it is.
Okay, so you've done 7 damage minus their soak, so that's an additional 3 on it. So that group is down to 5.
Wait, wasn't it already down?
It was
to 5?
it was already down.
Oh.
So she
Like, one?
Okay.
There was
so,
one bat that had a hit its wing. Can we kill
Yeah,
that
but
one?
it was it was a setback that you applied to it. It wasn't any severe damage to it. So there's
did you
still
roll with a
5.
setback? Did you include that?
They haven't attacked yet.
They didn't attack yet.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting it's not when we're attacking; it's when they're attacking.
Yeah, so basically the one that had a clipped wing is very disoriented because it's just been smacked in the head by a stick. It's very, like, you're looking at it, and if you didn't know better, you would say that it was incredibly drunk.
So are they down to 4 now, or
There's still 5 there because it didn't quite kill that one.
It didn't quite take one out.
No.
Okay.
All right.
So that would be, so that group now gets their turn.
So Dow taught them the meaning of justice.
Okay, so that one has its turn there, so that's going to strike back at Dow here.
He has defensive 1 from his stick. So they have to roll an extra setback besides the one they already have from being disoriented from getting shot at.
Okay, so they'll take a go.
Damn.
Wow.
So they take a couple of damage there. So while they're attacking, he manages to get another blow on the one that everyone had been hitting earlier, and it's just been killed at this point. Like, the last hit he gets on it is so powerful that its skull's been smashed open and there's brain matter around now.
We've got lunch right.
And they deal 7 damage minus his soak, -1 with 1 because of the pierce. So soak -1.
His soak is 4, so -1 is 3. So he'd take 4.
Dow has 4 soak.
Yeah, it says 4 on the sheet.
Wow, okay.
Maybe because his brawn is probably
His brawn is 3 and he's
3.
got 1 for the clothing. Wow, okay.
He takes 4. Yeah.
So that's their turn done. So last turn in the round would be Scruffy, so I guess he can't really do much. He could try and move in to engage, but you won't get a shot this turn.
Yeah, I might waste my action to move instead.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So beginning of the round.
How about you guys try and kill the bats? Like, we've got Dow and Scruffy. They could both focus.
That's a good idea. I'm worried about Scruffy's health. It's pretty high up
Wait.
there.
No,
It's pretty
there's
low.
where
he's
his
nearly
work.
full.
His is in reverse.
Oh,
reverse.
right. It's reversed for NPCs.
Do you guys want to do that? Scruffy hasn't attacked in a bit.
The reason it's reversed for NPCs is, unlike players, when they hit their maximum wound threshold, they die. Whereas players just get knocked out and then take extra criticals.
Right. But yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's take out those bats.
So I can focus with Scruffy?
You could use a focus sort of attack, basically an aim. He sizes one particular bat up and takes a lunge.
Yeah.
He leaps up at it.
He's leaping, but he's actually doing a barrel roll motion at the same time.
Oh man, he's like a championship frisbee dog.
So he's lunging towards it and barrel rolling at the same time. He's
Okay.
He's hoping to kind of grab the bat and then flick it into another one if he gets a...
Sure.
Okay. And to...
He's in the dark, but Scruffy, being a wolf, has excellent night vision, so...
Oh, he got a crit! Yes!
Okay, so
Hell yeah.
he automatically takes one out there.
And it did exactly what I was going to say. He grabbed one and threw it into the other and instantly killed it with that much force because he had the momentum of the barrel roll.
Okay,
The other one that got hit gets impaled on a stalagmite or
Yeah,
stalactite or something.
Definitely, absolutely.
Okay, so he dealt 7 damage.
We all stand there in amazement and be like, "Whoa!"
Right, so he grabbed one, basically while he was twirling through the air, ripped it to shreds, and also knocked another one with his tail into that stalagmite. So he took out 2 of them. He's taken out 3 of them.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
that
wait,
was
no.
a heck of a tail whip.
Yeah.
2 of them. Sorry, I miscounted
All right,
that.
too.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
proud
so
of you,
there's
Dan.
2
Recount,
left there.
Recount.
There was 4. He's ripped one to shreds, bumped one into the stalagmite,
Bumped.
or stalactite, depending
Bit
on
more
whether
than
it's on the
bumped.
roof or the floor.
Friggin' thrashed it.
And there's managed to clip another one with a claw on his way through as well. So it didn't take much damage, but it definitely has a scrape down its side.
Go Scruffy.
So there's 2 left in that group.
I feel like we should keep this wolf to take on the Emperor someday.
He's like our
one day
Kung
this
Fu's
wolf is gonna
crossbow.
have force powers.
Okay.
Destiny.
Its career goal is gonna be force.
So whose turn's going next? Dow, Pon, Surrender, Tarast?
I think Dow, we agreed on trying to take out
Sure.
that minion group.
You're pretty close to it.
How many's left? 2?
There is 2 left, yes.
And one is semi-hurt. And I'm happy to try and kill out this one. It might scare the other bats. Because all their friends are dying.
Go for it.
Do you want me? Well, no, I just did
Dow needs
Scruffy.
to take a setback because he's in a dark tunnel,
So you want me
which
to roll
he
for
should have
Dow
had
then?
the first time.
Yeah,
but
you do
never
it.
mind.
I did
We're past that
Scruffy,
now.
you do it.
Oh, Dow has darkness problems. Okay.
Yeah. Just keep in mind Dow does have sense as well. And what that does is within short, medium range, something like that. Within short range, he can sense all living creatures around him, which in the case of combat would give him a boost die. But it is an action to use that, so he might be better off attacking in this case.
All right. I guess he's just gonna have to trust his instincts.
Why don't you focus as well?
Yeah, and use his maneuver to focus his attacks and aim
Okay.
with the stick.
Stick of endurance.
Cleansing.
It's gonna
Fuck it.
change every time.
Yeah, we need to come up with a new name every time. The stick of cleansing cleanses.
That's a decent cleanse.
Yeah, so 7 damage.
How about you?
You should recover a strain, maybe, or do you want to pass a boost?
I reckon you should be like the other bats that Pon's attack and get so scared that they leave an opening for Pon to attack and get an advantage on.
He's clobbered another
Sure.
one to death. So there is
It's
one
Death
bat left
Shriek.
there.
Its death shriek sends out a disturbing
Disturbance in the force.
That's good,
communication to the other group that's fighting Pon, so Pon will have a boost.
Yeah. I'd like
Sure.
that. Yeah.
Okay, so
So Pon has to go next because that was just a pass to the next character.
Yep.
Great. So I got a boost for that. I would like to spend my maneuver to focus, aim with my lightsaber if possible.
We're all
sure.
focusing today.
You've still got your setback for darkness, yes?
And then I would like to spend some strain to aim twice. Is that possible?
Sure, then. You can do
But I
that.
think I take 2 strain for that. Okay, so right now I've got 1 setback, 2 purple, and 3 boost.
1 setback, 2 purple, 3 boost. Sounds about right.
I'm just gonna roll my lightsaber.
Wow,
God
okay.
damn it!
That's, I mean, you take a few
Could I
swings,
get a
but
fear
they
check on them?
definitely dodge out of the way of it.
Could we possibly get a fear check for those 5 advantages?
Sure.
We've been pretty scary.
Discipline or cool, I believe. Discipline
Makes sense that it would
uses
be cool for a
cunning?
wild animal.
I mean, it's the same roll regardless, so what does it matter? Well, in this case, with that much advantage, I'll give it an average difficulty. Right, they're terrified. They fly around in a big circle around Pon, sort of trying to keep their distance. Couple of them, watching Pon more than anything else, managed to fly into the wall and take a little bit of damage, which one of them flew into the wall so hard it basically killed it, the way birds do against a glass window.
You didn't even have to use Windex on the cable.
I believe the group engaged with Scruffy and Dow will probably try and retaliate here with the last one remaining, going after the dog thing that's been attacking it all this time. What did you want to do with your advantage, Pon? Because we used, 3 of them for a fear check, I think is how fear checks work. I think it's 3.
Yeah.
So that should give you another 2.
Did I hear you use two advantages once to have the enemy take an extra point of damage?
I don't think that's a thing.
Okay. Then I'll just give a boost.
To the next player in line or to a specific player?
You have enough that you can give it to a specific player, or you could use one advantage to give it to the next player in line and recover a strain.
Actually, the only ones who are going to be able to get in range of the last group would be Dow or Scruffy. Surrender.
I'll go ahead and give my
Taris can get in to kill the last one there, but
I mean he's doing so well. I'll give my boost to Scruffy.
The sense of the fear pheromones from the group over by you wakes its way over to Scruffy, encouraging him on.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
He starts to smell their fear.
So this last bat is going to take one last shot at Scruffy before he tries to change target. They get a bit of a hit on him. So Soak is 3 in this case because of the pierce, so they hit him for 3 damage. The other group of bats engaged with Pon, having seen this, gain just enough encouragement that they can actually cause damage that they gain a boost die.
Okay.
Surrender or Taris?
Well, if you want, I'll get Taris to shoot the one.
Remember, you're shooting into engaged, which means you have to upgrade the difficulty.
Yeah, but I'll also focus.
Remember to put an upgrade on.
Upgrade.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because if you despair, then you hit your friends.
Well, actually, to be precise, you have to succeed and despair to hit a friend.
That makes sense.
You guys are fine for me to do that?
Yeah, so put the upgrade on the right-hand side.
But we all agree that if you do hit someone, it's Dow, not Scruffy, right?
Okay, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Okay, great.
I'm aiming on the right-hand side of the bat.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so whilst already holding my pistol, I take another aim at the same group I had before, knowing that I can actually hit them and cause so much damage like before. There's no issue with me firing into it. Here we go. Damn it!
You were aiming so far to the right that you missed everything.
With my advantage, I would like to slightly clip the wing of this bat and daze it.
There's only one left. I mean, if you want to give it a setback, you can, but it doesn't seem a lot of point.
I'm going to give a targeted buff to Pon.
Okay.
So Pon thinks that I have actually hit the bat, and then it thinks it's killed, so he doesn't need to worry about that one anymore, and he just focuses on the group that he's attacking.
Okay. The group engaged with Pon here are going to take a swing at him. I believe with a fear check, it also adds a setback. Okay, so let's roll that. They succeed, they do 5 damage, but with Pierce 1, so they only get 1 damage through on you. So they've been encouraged. They're still a little bit
hesitant
because of their fear. However, while being afraid, they're also they're excited over the fact that they've managed to hit, and they're going to use that advantage to. There's not much they can do, is there?
You should buff them.
They can pass on a blue die to the next group going, which will probably be them at this rate.
They're cheering themselves on. A
Yeah,
couple
they'll
of them
pass
break
on
out
a blue die.
pom-poms.
Barrel roll
Okay.
in there and kill him.
So I'm at medium from that last one.
Yes.
Surrender feels a bit of sadness that this is what the corruption has done to these creatures, and realizes that the only way to end this corruption for good is to be able to get past this and go stop the source. Rushing forward, she takes a running jump and tries to strike with her lightsaber.
Okay.
Can I use enhance?
Yeah, use enhance. You can try and so you try and swing at it as you're flying through the air towards it. Still too difficulty. You've entered darkness, so a setback die.
Was there any boost past?
Not in this case, I don't think, because they were both specifically given to Scruffy and Pom.
All right. Well, let's see what happens. Here we go.
Well,
Oh, that's not good.
take a point of conflict if you want to. I mean, you
I
failed
like
anyway.
not to, so basically Surrender doesn't even make it to the bats.
Okay, so you're in short range from them rather than engaged.
She stumbles and trips on a stalagmite and has to spend her action getting back to her. All right.
You've still got an advantage from that, though.
We'll say being forced to take a momentary break in this massive rush of action, she actually recovers a strain.
Okay, so that will be beginning of the round. Anyone can go.
I reckon Pon should go up. He's got don't you have a double buff right now? Oh no, he doesn't have a double buff. He just has one.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go.
Kill them, boy.
I would like to use my maneuver to aim, and then I would again like to spend 2 strain to double aim.
Sure.
Oh, triple.
See if it works out better than last
Yeah,
time.
so I'm at 3 boost,
One
1 black for the
setback.
darkness, and then 2 purple. And if it's all right with you guys, I would like to use one of our force points to upgrade.
I mean, you've got 6.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's just to finish this off. It's not like you're blowing a ton of them.
Okay, let's hopefully say that this works. If I am not rolling from the dice pool, if I'm rolling from the actual weapon, how do I upgrade?
So basically, you still hit the upgrade in the dice pool, but when you roll the weapon, it applies whatever's in the dice pool with it.
Okay, let me give this a shot.
So yeah, hit upgrade in the dice pool, click off onto the sheet somewhere else so it recognizes that you've done it, and then you can click the weapons roll.
Damn.
Why'd you use fists?
Ignore that. Sorry, ignore that.
The upgrade I don't think applied. There it is.
Yeah, that
Holy
definitely
crap.
upgraded. Okay, so you deal 8 damage. You have enough to do 2 crits technically.
And he's got
Yes.
a breach. How many bats are left?
There are 2 bats, but you just double crit, so you can apply both of them and wipe the entire group out if you want.
Yep.
So you've just killed 4 bats in one go. You want to describe that?
Absolutely. So I think Pawn takes a moment to take in a deep breath, sense his surroundings, and then he opens his eyes and just stabs forward, gets 1 bat straight through, carries it over behind him, hits another bat, and like slices through it clean off. The 2 dead bodies hit the floor. I think he does like a cool little swish around him and slices another one clean through. And then just to make it epic and kind of climactic ending, I think he like reaches out with his mechanical arm and just grabs the last one in midair and like slams it against the rock wall.
Okay. So next player's turn. Fantastic. You've got 1 bat left to go, and then you are sorted with
Well,
this group of
Considering
bats.
Scruffy has a buff, do you want Scruffy to go?
Yeah, let's let the buff wolf go.
Buff.
That's a great idea.
What Scruffy's going to do this time is stand up on his back legs, and then he's going to swipe his claws around to try and just end this bat.
You deal
That's not bad.
6 damage minus its soak.
Pierce one.
With Pierce 1.
3 damage. It's hanging on by the skin of its teeth. Like
I use
it
the
is.
advantage to just scare it off,
Don't think it quite works like that.
or just
The
by himself. I'm pretty sure the bat
will not
almost dead.
retreat while it's influenced by the dark side.
Force rabies.
So even though they get scared and terrified and change targets and stuff like that, they cannot be scared off entirely. So it's hanging on, it's alive, but it is you very clearly badly injured. It's got a gouge out of its head from where Scruffy bit it. It's
They scratched it.
got holes in its wings. You've got next player
Alright.
turn.
I think I'm just gonna buff the next person's turn. I
Oh,
wanna
Dow's
just-
gonna.
Safe side, just use Dow.
What's up, Dow?
And then focus.
Dow channels his inner old man to wield his stick of triumph to finish off this already poor, battered, rabid bat. He almost feels that moment of remorse as he has to do it, and thinks about all those late night infomercials about animal cruelty that need donations.
Oh no!
And he's
No.
overcome with grief, but the catharsis, let's say he puts oh man,
I can't believe we're gonna get the NPC to attack us.
this is so
wait,
funny.
wait! You didn't add a blue die because you didn't focus.
He did add a blue die.
I did
No,
add.
but I gave him a buff. And did you focus?
That's his. That was
Scruffy
his
passed
maneuver.
one off, yeah. So
Oh,
you should have
okay.
one more blue
Just
die.
roll a blue die.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Two
think you can.
successes, two successes,
I
two
think
successes.
a blue die only has the
Yeah,
best you
it
roll.
doesn't have. There's no
Oh,
two success face on them.
Bummer.
I mean, you could
But I
score
might be able
another
to get an
advantage.
extra advantage, which would make this more epic. So why don't I just?
Okay,
we
so
won't discuss that. We won't discuss that.
so Dow misses the bat. How is he going to spend his advantage?
Want to say that whole flashback to the Sarah McLachlan infomercial was just so cathartic, and now he realizes that there really is meaning to his life and his ability to help animals in need. But this is not it. But it makes him feel better. So
This
he
is not
recovers
it.
strain.
Wow.
He just recovers strain as he just has this emo moment.
Okay,
That's turn.
it's going to strike at Scruffy with one last shot, I think.
Gruffy
Well,
growls
assuming one last shot. We've been saying that for 3 rounds now, so...
back. Scruffy growls back when he just attacks.
So we've got that. We've got a boost die because the other group managed to pass one off just before they died. And roll. So they
Oh,
do
no.
6 damage minus his soak, but with 1
Yeah,
pierce.
Scruffy needs to heal.
Surrender or Tarrased.
Can someone just kill this?
Yeah, surrender.
Put it
Sensing
out of
Dow's
misery.
emo moment, she feels like she needs to step forward. And all right, so it's 1 for darkness, 1 for. All right, were there any boosts passed in our favor?
You're the one who had the boost.
Oh no, yeah, that's right.
Oh, those 2 advantage there are being applied as a setback as well.
All right.
So take a setback for the
Yep.
flighty
see that.
nature of the bat.
Oh,
But
surrender
it doesn't really
count.
matter.
There you go.
And a crit. Wow.
You just, even though it's
Well, I
flighty,
don't know if
you
you need to
just
crit.
take one
We should use the
strike.
triumph for something else.
You can use it as a noticing an important point if you would like.
Sure.
Uh,
Surrender gets a glimpse of something important,
As you
like a
look,
force vision.
I mean, typically that requires foresee as an ability, but yeah, let's do it for this once. You get a brief glimpse into the temple there, and you can tell that there are 3 advocee hanging around inside the temple. You can't quite tell where, because you only get a brief glimpse. You also see a vision of a Deveronian given what you've known so far, it seems likely that the Deveronian is Malfax.